Right, friend. Happy Diwali and welcome to yet another episode of the most awaited knowledge series for distributors, Lessons from the Masters, brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Funds. Friends, currently mutual fund distribution business has five major distribution channels. So we have individual MFDs and national distributors, we have banks, we have RIAs, and finally we have direct platforms. So I can say that there is space for everyone to grow. For instance, direct plan have been around since I guess since the financial year 2012-13, but every distribution channel has seen growth in their business since then. But only difference between now and then is competition. Certainly, the competition has increased. But remember, friends, competition makes you competitive. So, having said that, individual distributors wants to understand if they should continue to offer distribution services or they should go for fee based or fee plus distribution model. So, they want to understand basically what is the future of distribution business. So, to solve this riddle and take us through the future of distribution business, today we have with us our very own friend, Mr. Dhruv Mehta, Chairman, Sapient Wealth, and Foundation of Independent Financial Advisor, FIFA. So, Dhruv, a chartered accountant and cost accountant by qualification, helps corporates, families, family offices, and high net worth individuals to plan their finances better. He has worked in diverse segments like audit, corporate finance, investment banking, wealth management, to name a few. And he is armed with over 25 years of experience. So Dhruv will be in conversation with Mr. K.S. Rao, Head Investor Education Distribution Development at Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. So Mr. Rao has been burning his midnight oils to create a financial literate India. His mission is to help Indians attain financial freedom. So welcome both and over to you, Mr. Rao.
Good evening, Dhruji. Great to have you here. It's indeed an opportunity. And post Diwali, the lights are still glowing. That is where Dhruji is here. And it's like, it's a festival to celebrate, and the celebrations are continuing. With the Dhru's presence, it will become more brightened. And I think, lights will glitter more. And it's a great to have. And it's a great opportunity. And indeed, it's a 14th session from the Masters, and it's like we started with Amit ji way back, and today it is Dhruji is coming. It's a journey from sapient to sapient. It's and it's also a topic which is of the interest to many of us. It's a topic many of us are looking at. Good evening to all my friends, all my friend MFDs. Thank you so much for joining. Trust each one of you had a wonderful Diwali, and wishing you all and your loved ones and your clients a prosperous new year. Here we have a journey learning from the masters, and today's master is known to every one of us, and it's with a illustrated character. It's a profile. The profile is always like his profile. When I look at from his Ferguson to till date, it gives a goosebumps, and the kind of business he built in, the profiles he worked in, and the whole way the FIFA he took it to the level. I mean, today we all have somebody to bank on, a tall figure, and I had always a pleasure to meet him on his morning walks at Orly, and that's where his secret of his joy comes in, and it's good to have here. And this last 18 months, we have seen I'll see changes in everywhere. I mean, whether it is our SIP book or whether it is the market, whether it is a demat opening, but all that our concerns remain the same. Well, what is the future for the MFDs, and how the future of mutual fund distribution? For me, I look at mutual fund distribution is the future of the mutual funds. And with us, our mutual friend Dhruv, MFD, and with this, we will make our conversation to go on. And Dhruji, it is to start the conversation. I look at your career, whether you are CFO or whether you are with Oil and Technologies, then you are on the board of Malabar Capital, then you are on the board of Asset Management, and the FIFA. You have done phenomenal work. All that. What would you like to share? What is that made you in 2004 to the mutual fund side, mutual fund distribution, and of course you made a career there. But how that has all happened? We will have some friendly conversation around. Then we can go to the serious topics.
So thank you, Mr. Rao and Nishant, for having me, getting me on this platform. and to give me an opportunity to interact with all the fellow mutual fund friends. And I think I would just initially like to, just start by saying that I think all of us should be so grateful. When we started FIFA, I always, this is a noble profession, maybe more noble than even the medical profession. And because, if we really empower people with financial freedom, the sort of objective that you have, Mr. Rao, I think it enables a parent to, make his child a doctor. So that's the power that we have of not only giving financial freedom, but maybe, help parents, create doctors and scientists. And I think the pandemic has, uh, the way it hit, everybody across the world. But I think we are blessed that we are in a profession where somehow technology or what circumstances the industry, you know, enabled us, to earn our living without sort of any, even a day's delay, I would say. All transactions of our clients in a crisis situation when you needed money, all redemptions happened. And for that, I think we must be grateful. I mean, as distributors, I would say our partners or our principals, the mutual fund, the AMCs, I think they had to burn a lot of midnight oil. The people who, ensured that operations in a very short period of time and with constraints of suddenly having to work from home. I mean, I think that to my mind is a amazing achievement by the industry. And for us as MFDs, we should be blessed, we should be grateful that we are part of this industry and that we really can play a very important and vital role, for everybody. So that's my first thought. The pandemic has really impressed upon me to be grateful that I was fortunate or lucky to be in this, profession. So uh, the question that you asked, actually coming back to this, my journey from being a chartered accountant, working as an accountant in a company, handling finance, and then the move in 2004. Uh, I don't know. I mean, somewhere my introduction to mutual funds actually came when I was handling the treasury money for my company. And the first investment was in UTI 64. And in UTI 64, you would invest just based on calculation of the dividend that they declared. That was the sort of dividend that they would maintain. And you would calculate, okay, this dividend yield is so much. For companies that used to be an ATM deduction. And you would, it was a very simple sort of analysis and investment. And I remember making that investment for the company. We made that investment. And just within a span of a year or so, the whole sort of UTI troubles and problems came to light. And that's when you realize, okay, what is NAV? I mean, I never, we never thought about NAV. We never thought about what is the portfolio underlying, whether it was debt, whether it was equity. So nothing, there was no real analysis done, but it was just based on some sort of previous track record of the dividend that used to be declared. And of course, I think we redeemed the money. And that's where the first sort of interaction, while the private sector funds had opened up, okay, that when you want to invest in a fund, one should first see what is the underlying, where is the fund manager investing. So the journey to mutual fund started with this experience of UTI. And the next incidence was, 20th Century Mutual Fund launched a fund, which is the current HDFC Equity Fund. And it was a completely new idea, open-ended mutual fund. And I don't know, a friend of mine suggested, that you should look at this, and somehow uh, I always had an interest, I don't know whether Gujaratis, Marwadis, we have an inborn interest in the stock market, financial markets. And, you have that belief that equities would do well in the long run without having really done much of study, but it's just either a cultural upbringing. And that very small, I had to persuade although I was working in a company, to invest in that fund, And we invested at 10 rupees in the NFO. And I think it was in 94 somewhere when the scheme was launched. And we had, a very terrible time, because at that time the fund invested in a lot of IPOs. And the IPO market, crashed. I don't know, the current IPO market could be, I think, is even more, exuberance than that time. And the NAV went to 6 rupees. So that was the first journey, but it was a small exposure. So the clients' financials were not, affected by that small investment. But as a as a CFO, or, person in charge of finance in the company, that's where I started, sort of trying to understand what a mutual fund does. I remember at that point having met Prashant Jain, trying to understand, how is investments made, what is the philosophy and all that. And when the NAV came to 6 rupees, I think 20th Century got sold over. And the client got a letter, there is would you like to exit? And the NAV was some 6 rupees. And I think the simple answer was that if you don't need the money, don't sell, And the amount was small. So the client didn't sell. And of course, thereafter, it turned around. So I think that small instance of, seeing that downturn from 10 something coming to 6, and now today it's gone to 400, 500. So I think that was the sort of something which made me, it strengthened the belief in equities, and then also realize that, how, well, having interactions with the fund managers, that how difficult it is for an individual actually to construct a portfolio and manage it. See, that realization of investing in equities is very interesting when you look at one stock. But when you come to, do you want to do it systematically? How to construct a portfolio involves so many things. And I thought this is amazing. You have a fund manager doing investing on your behalf. So I thought it was a very, very sort of a, what do you say, free, almost like a free deal. Somebody managing money for you for that, 2% or 1%, whatever is the fee. And you could allocate tons of money, It is scalable for an individual. When he invests in a fund, the amount of money you can invest is so much. Whereas when you go to stock picking, each idea requires, a separate decision making. So somehow that's where, I don't know, is just the fascination. This is such a product. I mean, when we today in the textbooks also, when they say, okay, research is done by somebody else, the operation, the whole outsourcing thing, professional management, research. I thought, yeah, all this somebody is doing for you, So somehow the idea of somebody professionally managing, and that's where actually from while I remained in employment from 90 till 2003, for a greater part of that 10 years was a huge steep learning curve into investing in mutual funds for the company, of course, that I was working for. And like from UTI, we had this very small exposure in 20th Century, the equity fund and the prudence fund. But we started investing from the company into the other debt funds. And from just doing one debt fund that over a period of 10 years, it became a complete portfolio across various categories. And for each category, there was a sort of a steep learning. And it was, in fact, I don't think I had learned broadly anything about that in my basic education in school, college, or even as a chartered accountant. Because the CA profession broadly teaches you about accounting and auditing and taxation. It's not so much focused on investing. And there was a steep learning curve, and I found it very interesting. Uh, I suppose just that when you start liking the work that you do, it becomes so much more enjoyable. Like that 2003, 4, you know, I just the thought that doing work for one client in a way. And one or two friends of mine asked me whether I can help you. One of my relatives said, "Okay, there's a trust. Why don't you go and meet them?" So rather than doing it, separately, that's where the thought came to start on my own.
Thank you so much for such a detailed journey, pre-journey of 11 years of before 2003, and then and now it is a 17 years of a distribution. It is like when you took over the distribution, when you started, it was something. It was life is not easy for MFDs even in at that point of time, and it was a struggle and strive. And today it is a size and scale. Of course, this whole journey which is started struggle to the scale today. I mean, would you like to share before I go on the journey to the Sapient? If you want to share something to the MFDs, your learnings in the last 17 years, because the industry has gone dramatic change. And in this process, we have seen some of the MFDs truly have become role models, and some of them have exited from the industry, seeing it, some of the changes they could adapt it or digest it, and they were not very comfortable.
So I think for me, one big learning over these 17 years has been that when I started, because I was working in a company, I was like a finance head and all. I thought when I moved from 2000, when I started my journey on my own, my whole positioning was that as an advisor. And in fact, in the conversations with my client when I first started, when I was leaving my company, I wanted to get into an advisory arrangement. You pay me a particular fee. And so my whole thought was that the role that I play is in advising the client and identifying the right sort of stock or the right fund. And by right fund, generally one thought the fund which gives the highest return. You want to, and in the beginning, like, in 99, if you had told the client to put in Birla Advantage Fund, Alliance Equity Fund, and, in 3 months, it's up 50%, And you started attributing that success to your own knowledge. It's only then, you realize when the market crashes, how much of it was it your knowledge or was it market doing? So one of the learnings is, the biggest learning is to put a balance between your abilities and, external factors. There are so many things that happen sometimes beyond, which are outside your control, but which amplify your success. So always, you need to keep that balance, because when things go wrong, also many times when things go wrong, it could be that you've done everything right, but external factors make that decision look wrong. So I think that is one learning, that to keep your feet on ground, to assess the outcomes, and that's where the importance of following a particular process came into mind. So while judging, fund performance and selecting fund managers, the importance of, is there a process that is being followed? If a person continues following a right process, then more likely that the outcome is going to be right. But again, here the emphasis was on advice, and I started my career with my positioning. I thought was to focus on few clients. So somewhere, I mean, there was a segmentation in mind. I want to do work for few clients. Maybe by nature, and Rupa, partner, will agree. I'm lazy. Most of my work I try to dump on her, even now after we are partners. So I thought that the better model is to have few clients. And when you want to do few clients, try and select few clients with large AUMs. And therefore, I thought the key element was that I need to give advice. But when I entered into that space and say, uh, one of the clients meeting when I went, so he was going to take me as a client, as an advisor. So he made me sit, and in walks in, the RM from Morgan Stanley. In the next meeting, there is an RM from, Credit Suisse. And he put me in a box, the Morgan Stanley guys, he giving his recommendation. Look at me. Asha, Dhruv, what do you think? That is how he was testing me to assess, whether I am capable or not. So my whole orientation was that I had to be very up to date. I had to be knowledgeable, because in the next meeting, if some, and I remember meetings where the RM would come with his, Asia head, Gora head. As it is, at that time you get overawed with a, foreigner in a suit, and when he puts his first slide that I have, 300 analysts all over the globe who are analyzing markets, who are analyzing sectors. So, uh, my whole orientation, I'm trying to say, was knowledge and giving advice. Therefore, developing knowledge, doing a lot of research. During that process, what I realized is that wealth management also is not that complicated. The advice that you give many times could be very simple. It can be very boring, but you need to stick to your conviction. And in that interactions, I found that these big guys with such a large sort of network and all, finally, the final recommendation they were giving was not very much different from maybe what I was giving. And therefore, then I realized that why is the client still calling for Dhruv? Then I realized it's my personal touch, in the sense that I used to go to the client's office thrice a week. I would spend 2 hours, in his office. And many times I was doing, some compilation work, putting together, various, that sort of work maybe which the Morgan Stanley guy he was hesitant to ask him to do, or he might not be wanting to do. So I realized that the personal touch is important, relationship is important. But still, for a number of years, I thought that advice is the single most important factor. It's only now, uh, having come into touch with Rupa, first as partner and now with Sapient, I am realizing that our work is actually not about advice, but about giving service. That's one full U-turn in my sort of thinking. That I would say our work is first about giving service. What does the client want? I think all along my career in the starting, I thought clients wants returns. Client wants the highest return. But somewhere during the period and with experience over the years, I realized client doesn't want the highest return. Client wants the return that you promise. As long as your product or your solution gives the return which you promise, he's happy. He doesn't want the highest return. That was one learning. And then from returns, I realized client is not always wanting returns. I think it's the whole service component, that how you serve him. And every client will have something, different in the priorities. Somebody might be obsessed with ultimate returns. But that, I think, is as MFDs and IFAs, I think the service that we provide to the clients, the excellence in our service leads to the bonding relationship and integrity. So that's if you ask me, 17 years, it's like a 180-degree turn from advice to, service.
Fantastic. Indeed, you rightly put it. I mean, when I asked something, you give me an answer in the terms of ASK only, your three learnings. Your entire journey started with advice and services centered to it. It has to be backed by the right knowledge. And it is right to put it in the 17 years, and everyone need to reconfigure the business. जैसे अपने साथ काफी North Indian colleagues also there. They want Hindi to be used in between. I mean, अगले प्रश्न आपसे इट्स आपके फेवरेट जो लास्ट 2 साल की सेपिएंट वेल्थ के साथ your association. I mean, what is that made us to associate with Sapient? And later I'll come back how MFD model can evolve. But what is that rationale? And it is a 17 years of phenomenal career, and you are also leading from the front, and you are a role model. And when you started with a Sapient, majority लोग ये सोचते हैं कि ये मॉडल कुछ evolve होने वाला है. This is because they look at you, you are the role model, and you are the big B of the MFDs, and people want to follow. Probably we want to get little insights around. शायद you can use Hindi or English.
तो आई थिंक Sapient के साथ जुड़ने का मीन्स ये आई थिंक द मूवमेंट ऑफ जो फीफा शुरू हुआ उसमें एक दैट थॉट वन इसके रेगुलेटर के सामने जो परेशानी आ रही थी तो हम लोग साथ में मिलके जाके उनसे बात करें यूनाइटेड. दैट इज वन ऑब्जेक्टिव, एक मूल्य था. बट हम लोग को बहुत जो हम लोग शुरुआत में फीफा में जुड़े कि जो एक दूसरे से जो सीखने का है, जैसे आप राव साहब मीन्स हम लोग सीखे ओनली जब आपने जो भी म्यूचुअल फंड्स प्रोग्राम्स करती थी फॉर IFAs, नया प्रोडक्ट आया, मार्केट आउटलुक, डेट मार्केट, तो वैसे ही वो शुरुआत से वो सब प्रोग्राम्स में एक नॉलेज आ रहा था फ्रॉम द म्यूचुअल फंड. एट द सेम टाइम वो जब सेमिनार होता था, फिर टी ब्रेक में आप चाय सैंडविच पे जो आपको दूसरा आपका MFD IFA मिला उससे बात किया, भाई तू क्या करता है, तू कैसे करता है. तो मेरे हिसाब से उसमें भी बहुत सीखने का था और आश्वासन मिलता था, भाई मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. हम लोग ऑलवेज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, हमको कुछ आश्वासन चाहिए कि मैं सही कर रहा हूँ. सो ऑलवेज एक इधर आप बोलो कि मेंटर चाहिए, साथी चाहिए. सो आई थिंक दैट पार्ट कि एक दूसरे से काफी हम लोग सीख सकते हैं. सो वो that was the genesis of FIFA. Then as business was growing, somewhere मेरे दिमाग में ये बहुत सिंपल है. मीन्स जैसे आपको इंडिया में आप देखेंगे तो विच स्पोर्ट इज द मोस्ट लव, क्रिकेट के मीन्स इंडिया इज सो मैड अबाउट क्रिकेट. इंडिया इज maybe we have बैडमिंटन, टेनिस, इंडिविजुअल बॉक्सर्स. तो जो क्रिकेट का जुनून है, तो जो क्रिकेट में क्या है 11 प्लेयर है. तो मेरे दिमाग में है बहुत सी 1+1 11 है. 2 MFD आ जाएंगे ना, वो 11 के बराबर है. सो दैट कोलैबोरेशन का जो पावर है, क्या जो अपना जो काम है म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और IFA, मार्केट्स हैव ग्रोन इन सच अ वे, प्रोडक्ट्स इतने आ गए हैं, एसेट कैटेगरीज इतने आ रहे हैं. करेक्ट. आई मीन पहले म्यूचुअल फंड आने में अभी आप देखो सेबी ने कितना कैटेगराइजेशन हो गया. आई डोंट नो कैटेगरीज कितना हो गया, प्रोडक्ट्स आने दीजिए. सो हर एक कैटेगरी के लिए do I have the expertise? Can I be an off spinner? Can I be a leg spinner? Can I be a opening batsman? Can I be a wicket keeper? मेरे को सब करने का है. As an IFA, I am supposed to be master of all. Yeah, you can be jack of all. You can't be master of all. आप हर एक चीज में एक्सपर्टीज नहीं कर सकते हो. सो क्या है वो दिमाग में, मीन्स मैं जो, जैसे आई सेड कि भाई नॉलेज चाहिए, तो शुरुआत में आपका नॉलेज स्केल आप बढ़ा रहे हो, बट एज थिंग्स हैपन, और जो फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स में हम लोग ने जो वॉलेटिलिटी देखी है ऊपर नीचे इन अ शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, करेक्ट, जैसे लास्ट ईयर एक महीने में 30% डाउन, आपका एबिलिटी टू रिएक्ट, आप कैसे रिएक्ट करेंगे? आप अकेले अगर बैठे हो, अपने अकेले दिमाग से सोच रहे हो, बट आप 10 जन साथ में ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करो, okay, you know, and there is somebody to say no, don't worry. So I think the power 1+1 मैं एक्चुअली बोलता हूँ कि 1+1 11, एंड दैट इज द फंडामेंटल कि आप 2 जन साथ में आएंगे तो एक्सपोनेंशियल है. It is not plus, it is a multiplier factor when you join. That is one. Second, वही कि our work, MFT का जो काम है, जैसे आई एम सेइंग सर्विस, आज सर्विस में आई एम सीइंग ऑन ओवर द लास्ट 1 or 2 years the things, for example, जो रूपा कर सकती है in terms of, I'm saying, transmission. In our office, Rupa has handled in the last 1 year 20, I don't know, 25 at least transmission cases. The work involved, it is different. मैं होता तो मैं एक का भी नहीं कर सकता था. So much work is there. It is a different type of work. Sometimes things जो काम आता है, नया काम आता है. Every in the next 10 years, every year कुछ ना कुछ नया आता है क्लाइंट का रिक्वायरमेंट. तो अगर आपके पास आप एक थोड़ा बिगर ग्रुप है, you know, somebody or the other is there to step in. So I think that was the thought, come together. And third, I think from an overall perspective, आप पूरा दुनिया देखो, everywhere there is consolidation in some form.
Absolutely.
Digitalization is leading to consolidation. Digitalization is going to be a big disruptor for intermediation. बिजनेस मॉडल आपको शायद ट्वीक करना पड़ेगा, चेंज करना पड़ेगा. सो आई मीन टुडे आपने, आई नो, अभी व्हाट रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया इज डन, रिटेल बाइंग ऑफ गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज, नो ब्रोकर इन्वॉल्व, no intermediation they want, and it is possible. Tomorrow, the way technology is coming, jo blockchain technology can enable NSE to eliminate brokers. Why do they need brokers? NSE itself will have all the people registered as clients, and transactions will happen, and settlement will happen automatically. So I think to face such challenges, if you have a team of people, different thoughts, different ideas, सब साथ में, so ये 2-3 चीज थी, you know.
It's a phenomenal learning, Dhruji. I mean, one as an MFD individually, I may or may not be helping everyone with the way limitations we have, because and coming together like it's a platform like Sapient, which has helped to form a team. You put it rightly at Technicat, you need multitasking and you need multiple places where we can make customers. And I have seen Sapient's mission tagline, which says is creating a happy customer. And happy customer is coming not just because of the returns, because of many things, as you rightly put it. You have taken an example of Rupaji is doing for the transmission. When you need to serve them very differently, and it's a and that is that could be one of the rationale. But also, the business models are getting evolved. And I remember I had a background. I am coming with the dairy industry, and incidentally, I started with National Dairy Development Board. And I remember Nilesh Bhai talking about Amulization of the distribution. Probably this could be the cursor. And if you would like to address MFDs, tying up their business with other MFDs, what is that your advice? And there are MFDs who have substantial AUMs, and those who are evolving now, they will come back independently and they will emerge. Maybe somebody who is having substantial AUM, what they can look at. Or is there anything in your mind you can guide how MFD can categorize when to do what to do. If somebody who has just joined, somebody is evolved, and somebody want to evolve much better.
So as the industry size is exploding, no?
Absolutely. Today we are 38 lakh crores. That's
so जब भी वो इंडस्ट्री छोटा था ना, जब 4-5 लाख करोड़ का इंडस्ट्री था, तो उसमें you had maybe say the top 10-20 distributors being able to dominate. साइज छोटा था और हर एक के पास अच्छा, even in that, if you are an individual MFD and you had 100 crores, you had bargaining power. अभी 36 लाख करोड़ हो गया है, हो जाएगा 100 लाख करोड़, उसमें आपका 1000 करोड़ भी होएगा, आपका कोई बार्गेनिंग पावर नहीं रहेगा. See, the size of the industry is growing. Are you as an individual distributor going to grow at that pace? So ultimately, marketplace में bargaining power comes from one of the things is size. So if you see that as industry has grown, if you see, to my mind, we can put, SEBI ने regulation ये किया वो किया, but I think it is your individual bargaining strength diminishes unless your share is increasing in the same way. Now you have new channels coming. जैसे आपने बोला direct channel आ रहा है. Direct channel, I would put it the online channel which is coming. They have a completely different model. They are coming with a lot of private equity and they are ready to burn the cash. They are not looking at bottom line. They are looking only at number of clients acquired. तो आपका जो मॉडल अलग है उसका मॉडल. So as different channels come, आपका जो चैनल है उसका शेयर कम होएगा, तो आपका as I'm saying MFD as a community का bargaining power कम होता है. Then MFD individual. So मेरे हिसाब से the only way is that MFDs must come together. जो अमूलाइजेशन का था, the boss, हम लोग, if we all come together, we are still accounting say 38% of the equity business. Then somebody will listen to you. Correct? So I think that is the whole thing, and it is becoming more important. And आप देखेंगे कि wherever technology, if somebody is able, आज delivery business में only two, Zomato and Swiggy. So I'm saying online में ऐसा possible है कि somebody who comes and who spends just burns cash over the next 10 years. It will take a lot of share, but today we have, as MFDs as a community, have a profitable business. We have, strong relationships. But for us as a community to grow, we need to come together so that our profitability, our sustainability can be strengthened.
Sure.
Otherwise, I think there is huge challenge.
There is one challenge always comes, Dhruji. One is, if I have to come together, I have to align to someone. There is another way also, there could be multiple models can evolve. I mean, when we talk about amortization, it is typically a cooperative joining together and working for a common cause and making together the technology available. There is also another option available for the people to come together with an understanding. It's like they can provide something. Even that is possible, but I'll not put that question because it is large. And today the challenges today I look at is an MFD angle. There were plenty of opportunities. Some of them have grown too big, and thanks to the power of compounding, thanks to the consistency MFD has always offered, and MFD has served the generation to generation. It is not that 3 months. They will never take 1 quarter target. They run for 3 generations too. And that's where MFD have really evolved. But the current challenge, as you rightly put it, one direct was always there, but the current direct is coming from the platforms which are coming. You said it, but some of these platforms over a period of time, right now the investor got a positive experience, but investor the moment get a negative experience, he needs an MFD at that point of time. But how the current challenges an MFD has to overcome? What is that your advice for MFD?
So I think MFDs, today I think the most important thing I think is that to have very much clear. See, it all starts with ambition. What is your ambition? Challenge is the second. Challenge will come if you have ambition. अगर ambition नहीं है आपका काम चलता रहेगा. So first is the ambition. Second is how big is your ambition. Then once your ambition is clear, is कहाँ पे growth आएगा? The challenges of growth. So I think strategy for MFDs, the biggest thing is to strategize. See, there are so many segments in the market, so many products, so many options. So strategically, you have to decide what you are going to do, what you are not going to do. What is it that you are good at? Where is
Right.
it that you have an edge over competition or others? So ये introspection is the most important thing. One has to do that. The challenge which I see coming is that it is given. So just kal padha, and I'm saying whatever can be digitalized is going to be digitalized. I'm repeating, whatever can be digitalized is going to be digitalized. अभी आपके पीछे मैं एक लाइब्रेरी देख रहा हूं. Can this library be digitalized?
Right.
Correct. Kindle आ गया, आपका Kindle का लाइब्रेरी है. I mean, I'm very clear कि 20 years में library will be finished as an idea. Library will be there, but digitalized. Library will be there, books will be there, content will be there, but the whole way of storing it is going to change. Same way I'm saying in our business, the challenge is to keep thinking what is going to get digitalized and try to be ahead of the curve and digitalize it. आगे चल के वो digitalize होएगा. I mean, जो fact sheet था, राव साहब, हम लोग एवरी मंथ फैक्ट शीट डाउनलोड करते थे, फिजिकल में कॉपी आता था, फिर डेटा अक्यूमुलेट करते थे, फिर उसका बना. अभी सब वो कंप्यूटर पे आपको डेटा मिलता है, करेक्ट, पोर्टफोलियो मिलता है, करेक्ट. सो इट्स ऑल गॉट डिजिटलाइज. नाउ व्हाट इज नेक्स्ट? सो आई थिंक what is going to be digitalized, you need to digitalize that. Second is, okay, what is the analysis that I will bring? See, what is the value add that I will provide? And value add may, I would emphasize that service is going to be more important. Amazon's whole offering, if you see, is not the technology is used to serve the client very well. So how we are going to harness the technology to give our customers what I would say 11-star experience. Are you giving your customer a 11-star experience? So you go to a Taj hotel और आप जाओ ओबरॉय में, खाली प्रोडक्ट इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, खाली अच्छा खाना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. You want that service, वो अच्छे से प्यार से आपको खाना खिलाए, how are you, greeting, we makes you feel good. So that is the edge that we as individuals can do that. वो खाली स्क्रीन देखे ऐसा अच्छा, which is also what people are trying to do. I was surprised. Technology will enable you to come to know कि client का mindset कैसा है. Your tracking, वो क्या पोस्ट करता है इंटरनेट पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे, व्हाट्सएप पे, वो क्या सेंटेंस लिखता है, and you will figure out कि उसका मूड अच्छा है या खराब है. So I'm saying I don't know. But one thing is that we can use really the technology, and that is the challenge. It is evolving. So how can we figure out कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी से मैं अपने कस्टमर को 11-star experience कैसे दूं, more than he expects.
Absolutely. I mean, creating value to the customers, and you have a value add services, and how you can differentiate will make you to stand alone. I'm sure most of the distributors where I meet, there could be a struggle, but there is a consistency. It is a high tech alone will not solve their problem. High tech will assist, but high touch will always be there. And the discussion we will move is today there is an advisory model, there is a distribution model, but you always say there is a hybrid model which can going to survive. But what is your comment on this? how people can look at, I mean, which whether distribution is right or advisory is right, or is there is any other way to look at?
So I think both the models are right. There's nothing. I think my belief, and I think what we are saying is that let the customer decide. But we must be cognizant of the fact that over long periods, what you have seen in US over the last 20 years, the growth has been faster on the RIA, on a fee-based model. But still, the broking commission model is huge. So I think customers have their own preference. There are people who would prefer the regular option. But there will be a growing number of people who would prefer a fee-based option. Now, as individuals, we have a choice to make. Means we have either or. Either I can do advice or I can do distribution. And therefore, as a strategy, again, I'm saying that I would advise everybody, then you need to think of corporatize. अगर आपको बड़ा करना है, you want to grow, then you have to think that, okay, I'll make a corporate structure. And then in that you create both the offerings. काम वही करने का है, nomenclature का अलग है. मुंबई एंड बॉम्बे वही मुंबई है. तो ध्रुव मेहता वही है. मैं I call myself MFD or IFA. I'm offering the same service. Let client decide. Client decide नहीं भाई मेरे को MFD term अच्छा लगता है, कोई बोलता है मेरे को IFA अच्छा है. So I think that is my thing कि long term अगर आपको grow करना है, you must create a corporate structure, create both the options available, and you have to see actually customer को क्या चाहिए. So I am seeing little the RIA model, even in the HNI ऐसा नहीं है. Normally ऐसा लगता है कि HNI को advisory model चाहिए, but it is not always like that. Yes, in the fixed income space, if you go to the corporate side, it has to be advisory. Corporate का जो अपना liquid fund or the treasury portion है, generally the HNIs and all, they would want to do on a retainership or a percentage. But equity may, I think it is not that clear. It is very customer specific, and it will also depend on you. I have seen, if you decide from day one, if you're a new distributor and you decide that I want to do RIA, yes, it is going to be tough. But you have to decide कि आपका belief system क्या है, and it is not it's not a competition because the market is huge. So जो retail अगर काम आपको करना है, that retail segment is happy with regular plans. And that's a huge opportunity. Huge number of people are to be serviced, which an individual, there is no dearth of opportunity.
Absolutely. Like earlier, we were just discussing on a couple of things like MFDs tying up, and there is also a lot of questions which are coming in. One of the question I've seen in the chat section from Akka Saigal, and this is a valid question for many of us. It's MFD coming together is good, but how about the data sharing? And there is also a question is how somebody can trust the other person. And here Akka is asking a question is the stronger one overpower the weaker one. But what are your learnings? What you feel 2 or 3 things MFDs should look before entering into the business relationship with other professionals? And later I'll take some of those questions from the audience. Of course, as I'm seeing, I thought this question could be a little relevant when we spoke about tying up the business.
So I think 2-3 things I would say are important. The first is chemistry. When you meet somebody, it click hota hai, I mean, or it doesn't click, So chemistry is important. Each relationship, one-to-one chemistry can be very different. 2 good guys, but somehow just don't click together. So that is one, which you will immediately realize. The second is beyond chemistry, I think, from a longer-term perspective, if your chemistry clicks, is the value system. आपकी सोच धारा मिलती है कि नहीं, objectives are sort of aligned, वो बहुत जरूरी है before. So I think, and the third I think is see, it is easier when you don't have, to my mind, a large AUM. You are not making profits. Easier to collaborate. You don't. I think if your size is larger, then you pay greater importance, to my mind, wrongly on how the division will happen. So I think more important is the chemistry, then the objective. आपका विजन क्या करना है, क्यों करना है. As an MFD, this question why is very important in any profession. Simon Sinek का जो everybody should hear him if they've not heard. Why are you doing this? So I'm saying that is very important. So like I'll share between me and Rupa, we have very different business models. Mine was very HNI driven, few clients, and Rupa had a mix. Rupa had HNIs, mass, and even very, very, very small clients. And her focus is on to touch more number of lives. So when we were getting together, whether there is a meeting in mind कि करना क्या है, मेरे को AUM चाहिए या number of lives, and see simple metrics. What is it you want to do? उसमें एक commonality होना जरूरी है कि भाई so like between the two of us we are saying we want to touch number of lives. That is more important. तो वो जो most important है, why क्यों है, why am I in this work, that over time maybe it might not come in the first meeting with somebody, but when you decide to collaborate, it's more easier when you're starting off. But I'm saying, like in our case, when we were to merge with Sapient, we spent time on this. Why are we doing? Each one had some little different perspective. Then do you find, if 10 of us are coming together, it can't be identical. But broadly, आपका wavelength मिलता है कि नहीं? So I think that is, these are the three things I would.
Fabulous, Dhruji.
Yes, and yes, I would say leave it. I somehow people get too much into sharing part. AUM के basis पे profit, that is not important. Grow the pie. आपको belief होना चाहिए. Means to my mind is that 1 + 1 will become 11. मैं 100 करोड़ हूँ, रूपा का 100 है. हम लोग दो साथ में करेंगे तो from 100 will become 1000. Then how does it matter how you share? The sharing becomes immaterial. But lot of time goes into Baba, ये कैसे होएगा? So I really believe that the starting point is the two people should believe that when we come together, 1 + 1 will become 11. अगर वो belief नहीं है, then it.
Absolutely. I think, you put it rightly. Somebody should have that vision and what is that mission to serve, what kind of values you possess and how that chemistry can match. Then you come together, you align, you have an understanding, and understanding, not looking at what you are today, understanding what can happen tomorrow. There are a lot of questions which are coming in. There is a question coming from Mr. Harsh Gupta. I am reading some questions from the chat and then I can move on.
Sure.
Harsh Gupta is asking, sir, how can we group together and what should be the model that we should follow in case of trials, etc.?
Come again, I didn't.
No. How can we as a group come together and what should be the model we should evolve, which should follow the case for sharing the trial commissions and other stuff, etc.?
So I think, sharing, I think, is a very simple thing because you AUM, we are all, people who get business. So जिस हिसाब में अपना AUM आता है, commissions are known as per the AUM. So very simple, the sharing can be done in that same basis. So I think more importantly is that how you want to grow, how you can come together. Very simple hai, you make to my mind is for individual, make an LLP. I think LLP is the simplest structure. 2 people, 3 people, 5, 10, 15, 20, आपका local area में. So, just come together, your friend hai in your city, whom do you like, spending time with. I would go like that, मेरे हिसाब से means partnership is so important. Do I want to spend time with that person and share thoughts, debate thoughts? Do I respect? There'll be differences of opinion. So those qualitative things are more important. The structure, I think, is very simple here. Give it to a chartered accountant to do the structure and all. Focus on the business side. I think what I find is people get bogged down on the structure, terms,
Right.
condition, exit. So like I was telling some of my friends, cricket खेलने का है तो कैसे हम लोग ने चालू किया when I was small. I didn't go and say कि भाई rules क्या है, भाई ball लो, bat लो, शुरू हो जाओ. With whom? With somebody whom you like. You start playing the game. With whom do you start playing the game? With your friend, with your this, then you find, So ऐसा है, coming together is like, if you think in a way, it's like you're going to play a game which you enjoy. So the persons that you align with, you should enjoy working with it. बाद में आप रूल सेट करो कि भाई 75 लाइन का बाउंड्री रहेगा, नो बॉल क्या है, वाइड क्या है, दैट इज नॉट दैट इम्पोर्टेंट. वो
Right.
आप सीख जाएंगे, रेगुलेशन, स्ट्रक्चर. बट फर्स्ट थिंग इज दिस कमिंग टुगेदर. आपका मीटिंग ऑफ माइंड हुआ, सिंपल स्ट्रक्चर, आप पार्टनरशिप करो. नेक्स्ट स्ट्रक्चर इज फ्रॉम पार्टनरशिप. आपका बड़ा और काम हो गया तो कंपनी बना दो. वो सब सीए आके समझा देंगे
Right.
कैसे करने का.
I think there are a lot of questions which you answered indirectly. There's a question which has come from Devesh Chaturvedi. What he is asking is, sir, please give your views on GST base level for MFDs and whether one should take ARN as an individual or switch to LLP or private limited company.
So GST में, what was the question? GST में?
I'll read out once again. Please give
Yeah,
your views.
this one.
Please give your views on GST base level for MFDs, whether one should take ARN as an individual or switch to LLP or private limited company.
So GST का जो base level is referring to the 20 lakh.
Yeah, probably. There was a previous question. I think it was on 20 lakhs.
So see, ये GST का 20 lakhs is, I think the way, obviously the GST, the 20 lakh limit was not made keeping only distributors in mind. It's a whole GST, sales of goods and services. And
Yeah.
I think 20 lakhs is a fair limit, or maybe close to 50 lakhs. But I would say that all of us, I'm saying कि भाई आप ये सोचो कि आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी क्या है. अपॉर्चुनिटी नॉट फॉर 20 lakhs. आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी करोड़ों कमाने का. तो आप ये जीएसटी के डोंट गेट शैकल्ड इनटू मल्टीपल एआरएन. मैं 20 लाख डिवाइड करूंगा, 20 लाख सम टैक्स बचाने के लिए. सो आई एम सेइंग जीएसटी इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम.
Right.
जीएसटी इज अ प्रॉब्लम इफ यू वांट टू रिमेन स्मॉल.
Absolutely. I think well put it.
आपको छोटा ही काम करना है तो जीएसटी प्रॉब्लम होएगा. सो आई एम सेइंग थिंक बिग. जीएसटी अल्टीमेटली, इफ माय बिजनेस ग्रोस, then it comes to what you answer is whether individual or partnership. तो क्या आप शुरुआत में, अगर individual very easy to start off with, शुरू करो as individual. लोग partnerships and all, many times you make a partnership with family again to save tax. So I'm saying don't make the focus of your life to save taxes. Make the focus to grow the business. The moment your business grows, as I said, do you find somebody else with whom you can partner? You find somebody else with whom you partner, create a partnership. Moment you create a bigger team, as your organization structure grows, then go make it corporate. So that is how the structure has to grow, But many times we get driven by lot of times the tax structure. So
Right.
I'm saying, think big. Opportunity in the next 10 years is big for all of us to grow our businesses. And I say as individuals, I think because the regulatory framework is such, try to grow big, Create a corporate entity where you can offer RI service also and you can offer MFT service. Make client the king.
Fantastic. I'll ask one last question before we take your final view. And this question, I think anonymous attendee has not mentioned his name, he or she. What is the process of transfer of the business from one name to other name? Do we need to surrender the ARN on each client needs to take approval? And how to locate, yeah, it's the valuations, of course, we spoke about this question.
The process of transfer, actually, it's done by Amit from Sapient. What smoothness, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, either he and the team over there have mastered it, but it is not, you don't have to surrender your own ARN now. There has been a change in the regulation. So your ARN does not need to be surrendered. And I think you have to write letters to all your clients that you're doing this. And you have to show evidence of having sent them the communication. So I think AMFI does not insist that every client has to give confirmation.
Probably what I'll do, Dhruvji, is later maybe one of our colleagues from Amit Basu or somebody, I will have a separate session on entire operational angle that can give a very good idea for the people and that can go little more on operational structure. And before I ask last question, I'll answer this question which is coming from Kumar RS. He says entry on other portals like ET, Grow App, Zerodha is promoting direct model. Investor also enjoys the ease of making direct investment through this portal. Do you think IFA MFD can do commission-based regular business successfully in the coming days? Probably I'll take this privilege to answer Mr. Kumar. I personally feel MFD will continue to grow. I mean, somebody may have with a Grow App, Zerodha or ET, and I keep meeting some of these investors, my offline and online kind. Last week, I met one of the guy who run 65 folios in one of these, two of these portals which you mentioned, and he was asking me to introduce to one of the MFD so that he wanted to streamline the business. Means people are going to come back, and we need to be a little more optimistic. As earlier Dhruvji said, is we need to increase our value by increasing our value-based service to the customers, and that is where it lies on our business. I don't think these are the competitions, and future of the MF distribution is MFD is going to not only survive but it will go on the scale. Before we sum it up, I think a lot of questions are coming through G because of the lack of time. I would like to stop here and we will have separately to take you. And if there is any final word, would you like to mention to any advice to the MFDs at this point of time? And this is a time where we look at the overall kitty, overall quantum of money of MFDs, as honestly it is going up if you can look at the data. And even the SIP book side, the AUM has gone up and the number of MFDs who made sizable revenues is also gone up. It's like on the positive side. Any advice for you?
Yes, I think my advice is that I would urge all of them. I mean, from my own personal experience, I would say coming together has been a great boon. I think for me and Rupa, when we joined, shook hands with Sapient, and the pandemic happened, and I think they were a big support to us in that period. The whole operations, the way it was handled. So I think a bigger team enables that. So coming together, I would urge all of them or everybody that look at coming together. I would also urge those who are not members of FIFA also to come and join the FIFA movement. We as a community, I think, need to come together so that we are recognized as a profession. And as I said, when more people, when all of us come together on one platform, that is when, the regulator, the industry, the media will start noticing us. And we are trying to promote the tagline, Sarthi Zaruri Hai. And I honestly believe we are Sarthis. We can be Sarthis to each other, just as we can be Sarthis to our clients. So I would end with that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dhruvji. Indeed, always talking to you will give us so much of insight. I'm sure 60 minutes is never sufficient for any one of us to run through the insights taking from you. And you stand tall as the personality. I always tell, I mean, all my friends of MFD friends in Mumbai would like to catch up Dhruji at a free time. Morning 5:30, early sea link. He will get to see him, the tall man running faster, and you can get there. And probably you get not only the insights, but also insights to his health. I said earlier, Dhruvi himself is an MFD. That is a mutual friend, Dhruv. And it's a mutual funds, mutual friend is Dhruv. And mutual, we always say, as the Sarthi Zaruri hai, we keep talking today, mutual fund sahi hai, just Sarthi Zaruri hai, ya advisor Zaruri hai. And the latest ad which is coming from Amphi, Riste Nibhana Zaruri hai, Riste Nibhana sahi hai. And I think all that what we need to do is keep that riste with your clients. I mean, if you are keeping our relations with a client, and FIFA can become very nice FIFA, that is a focus on investors, financial planning and abundance. Then you are going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I personally feel, let me tell you, let me confess, my financial freedom has happened because of my MFD. If it was otherwise, I'd have gone direct, I would have never got what I got today. And I am grateful to my MFD. And that's where those who got MFDs, whether you are in the same profession, still own an MFD, have an MFD, because that makes a difference. And I keep telling, if somebody wants a financial independence, have an independent financial advisor with you. That's where you get that right. And thank you so much. And I invite Nishant. I wish each one of you very happy and prosperous New Year. And we get back with the Sapient other colleagues to get the modalities. And I congratulate the entire Sapient family, the way they created. Now I think they are keeping the MFD business itself much taller, and which people can talk about and say with the pride. It is with Sapient kind. I mean, I really congratulate that vision. Like all of them have, Dhruv, Amit ji, and Pallav, or Rupa ji, everyone. And thanks, Nishant, for this opportunity to talk to Dhruv soon after the Diwali. And I can't make better than this. And wishing all the good luck to everyone. And over to you, Nishant, for your final remarks. Probably one thing. I mean, I always believe MFD is going to be much more future. I mean, it's like MFD is of the past, MFD of the present, and MFD of the future.
Great, great, great. So with that, we have come to an end to this interesting session. Thank you so much, Dhruv, for such an insightful session. You have given a lot of analogies which are very interesting. So I guess there are a lot of takeaways for MFDs. And Mr. Rao, you have covered all the questions very well, which is relevant for distributors. So thank you so much, friends, and have a lovely weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rujin.
Thank you. Thank you.